I'm gonna go Cinder Acolyte because I think Cinder Acolyte will be good. These guys seem to be built for maces with how high their strength is. They have -2 in spears and axes. This is dexterity. This is unarmed combat, and this is dexterity. So maces it is. I think maces is definitely the way to go when it comes to these guys. So the way that I normally train my Cinder Acolytes is to get Scorch castable first and then do whatever, because Scorch is just obscenely strong. So I'm gonna try the same thing this time. Gonna level up only strength though. I don't think I'm gonna be getting much in the way of spellcasting other than Scorch. Oh, by the way, let's switch to tiles. Your Armataur monk was a monster. It's gonna take a little getting used to this new Armataur name. There we go. Very easy run. Yeah, mine too was a pretty easy run, the one that you just saw finish. Quite a beast of a character indeed. We just got everything handed to us. That was the game. How do you say it? Apologizing for the previous run that I had, which was on the cusp of greatness for such a long time. It was quite a painful run, however. But at the end of the day, I was able to actually get the win on it. I'm gonna get 4 spellcasting. But first, I'm gonna get Scorch because Scorch is pretty great. I before the introduction of Reaver, I used to think that Cinder Acolyte was the better warrior mage in the game, the best warrior mage. Mm, I still think that Cinder Acolyte is better than Reaver, but Reaver is at least a respectable, decent, actual warrior mage. Hey, look at that! I don't have any potions, and I'm extremely poisoned. So I think I'm super dead. Let's try to kill this other and try to level up. Nope. Okay, then it's game over. I can upshaft. I mean, I can upshaft and try to find the potion on the upshaft, but I didn't get it. Okay, alrighty. Not much to do about that. You get shafted into another, you're just dead. Um, let's try that again, and let's hope that this time we get a real crawl character. Mm. Okay, sometimes you need to wait for a bit for that to actually load. I found out. Gonna get 14 on this, but not immediately. And I'm gonna get 5 on this and 4 on this. I think this species is very interested in actually getting um, some plus mana items because like well you just see that I level up to level 3 or to level 2 and I have only 3 mana, enough to cast exactly 1 Scorch, which I guess it's fine. But I would prefer to be able to cast more than 1 Scorch per combat. If I was planning on only casting 1 spell per combat, there's Reaver. Which, yeah, I also want to try Armataur Reaver. I feel like Armataur Reaver could work well. Perhaps I should have respected the other a lot more than I did. I just stabbed it, and I did end up killing it, but it unfortunately just like deadly poisoned me immediately. If I had used Cinder Acolyte abilities, I would have been able to survive that, I think, just because Cinder Acolyte abilities are that strong. Strength. I did say that I was not gonna level up intelligence because I don't really plan on casting a lot with this guy. The starting intelligence is pretty respectable for the purposes of casting things like Scorch and stuff. Perhaps even the Reaver starting spells, but it's not enough to go for a whole playthrough of casting spells. Certainly not with the aptitudes that these guys have. Okay, I probably shouldn't go down these stairs. Let's go down this one that I haven't seen, so I don't have to fight Robin. I see another, very spooky other. I'm gonna go for Fiery Armor here. That kills the other. The other didn't die, but it got burnt terribly by the Cloak of Flames. Pretty nice. Since I have the buff, I can just get surrounded and hit, and then things die. I have a lot of armor class. One of these guys has a halberd. That's a bad thing. We don't want to get hit by halberd by halberd knolls. That's never a good thing to be in the receiving end of. I wonder if I should rest. I probably shouldn't rest. Ouch. Perhaps I should have. Well, it's fine. Was a bit greedy because I had the cloak, so I figured that if I was gonna beat the knoll, my best bet at that would be to beat it while I had the buff, and I didn't really wanna just reuse the buff. Was a bit risky, but we ended up getting that done. Identifies pretty nice. 3. And Cirque, okay. Valuable, even more valuable than usual to identify the potions early on with an Armataur, since because of their unique gimmick. What is this? Gozak, Feras, or Kaslal? Well, Kaslal is instant no. Kaslal is one of the worst gods in the game. I wonder what would be a good fix/replacement for Kaslal. I think Kaslal is pretty much in the same situation that Palentonga was, where theoretically the gimmick is cool, but in practice you're not gonna have such a good time because the downsides greatly outweigh the upsides. You could say the same about old Palentonga. Pals get suckier with armor but have strong base defense, so you wanted to play them spellcaster and they have no penalty with necromancy. Rot also helps during early levels of necromancy where you can dispel enemy on death. So you're saying that like you use the Palentonga as a strength, or you use the Palentonga as a strength to compensate for the weaknesses of Necromancer and vice versa. It's a pretty good way to go at it. Palentonga Necromancer. I still wouldn't like to do it because I don't like relying on allies. I feel like that's a bit frustrating in this game. Alright, we got Haste, Berserk, 3, and Attraction. At least Attraction and 3 is a pretty nice combination of items to have. I'm gonna save this for my next potion. Yeah. I wanted to read. I was thinking about reading Identifying a Scroll, but I think the correct thing to do is to read Identify on potions only. Potion of Mutation. Kind of spooky. You get double Potion of Mutation. Ooh, altars. Lots of altars. What are these guys' invocation aptitude? 0. Okay. Okay, 0. I see. I could go Kawaru. Oh, but like, not right now, of course. Abandoning Ignis at this point would kill me. It is also completely unnecessary. Perhaps later on. I don't know if I want to go Jiva again. We already had a good Jiva game, and I do enjoy a good Jiva game every now and then. But it's not something that I would like to spam. After all, I do like, having items and enchanting my weapons and armor and stuff. When it comes to this ogre, I can deal with it. I just need to fight in an open space. Whew, look at that! Like, I decided to use the unique strengths of the Armataur to be able to, or like, to hope to be able to one shot these two orcs, and it did work. Okay. By the way, yeah, that's a pretty bad thing. I was gonna say that the Orc Wizard paralyzing me with that wand would be an instant death. Gonna have to go for Potion of Tree here, I think. Did I get paralyzed? Yes, I did. Okay, do I have heal wounds? No, I don't. Is this heal wounds? It was heal wounds. Alright, not bad, not bad. Let's follow that up with Cirque. I got confused. Okay, I killed the ogre. That was the most important thing to kill. Let's see if I can kill the wizard as well. Okay, I killed the wizard. Man, that was awful. Um, it was very much a fight that I was not prepared to take. Like I saw the ogre and I immediately was like, I'm gonna disengage or I'm gonna loot it towards the stairs to fight it in a safer way, and I just got flanked by the orcs. It was a bit of a fortunate thing that I was able to drink heal wounds. Like the one unidentified potion that I had was heal wounds, and um, that got me a bunch of HP back. Okay, got butterflies. That's fine. I'll buy noise just to identify it. And in the future, I'm gonna be buying those. I don't even care about vulnerability. But yeah, save it for the potions is what I'm gonna do. Your experience with Rot as well. Rot manages to be worse than Conjure Flame. Interesting take. Conjure Flame at least works against undead. The Miasma Cloud lasts for like 3 turns. Wow, okay. I have not tried a lot of that spell. And by that time, if you're a Naga, the moth has already caught up to you. That's pretty rough. Is that related to spell power, however? Like the duration of the cloud? Anyway, it's a kind of spell that I wouldn't use personally. Um, I like Blast Sparks a lot more when it comes to cloud spell that you place on top of you and then the monsters step on it for funny results. Imagine having five spells and none of them can do anything against whites except blinking away. Yep, that's the Necromancer experience, but to be completely fair, that's also the experience of other things that exist in the game. It's not exclusive to Necromancer to be weak against whites. Oh, you know what? I can put on this Ring of Fire, since I have a Ring of Cold Resistance. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. 2 Phantoms on D4. Talking about Necromancer, or like things that Necromancer have to run away from. If I was playing a Necromancer and I saw 2 Phantoms, I would be so sad. I would be so salty. This is teleport. Oh, it's not teleport. Interesting. I have 2 pips of the resistance, so I'm not afraid. Alright. That went fine. Yeah, let's train maces now. Let's get min delay on that. Did the ogre get inner flamed? No, but the phantom did. Oh, the ogre did. Okay, that's pretty nice. I want to use Foxfire Swarm, but I feel like I wouldn't get a lot of value out of it. I'm gonna use it anyway, because I feel like I don't need a lot of value to kill these guys. Yeah, those guys are just gonna explode. Alright, I think that was worth it. Just to get rid of the ogre, which has already been proven to be rather dangerous for this character. My Scorch is at 3%, but like as I said, this is the only spell that I'll be getting. Perhaps Blink and other like really low-level spells with a lot of impact, perhaps even the Poison Package. But my goal with this character is to be kind of melee character, like I was with my previous Armataur. Raids also terrorized you. Necromancer is fine, you can at least go Kiku and get Dispel on the zombie hands. But then you have to go Kiku. I don't consider that to be a desirable thing to do. You know what would be nice to have right now? A better weapon. But we still don't have a better weapon. At the very least, like, normally I can just scorch the monsters. I wasn't able to scorch the imp because imps are immune to scorch. I saw a guy with a better weapon. No, it's just a bunch of stuff that I don't care about. We've been finding a lot of enchanted short blades, but nothing that we can really make use of. What is this? Plus 0 cloth, alright. Lots of altars. I wonder if the game purposefully generates more altars when you're playing a Zealot. Because it's like D5 And look at the amount of altars that we've already seen, including some pretty desirable gods, such as Trog, Behumet, Maclebus, Koyo. Well, perhaps Uskoyo is not so desirable. Nemelex, Okawaru, Ru, I suppose. It's not desirable to me personally, Ru, but I feel like the average scroll player would be delighted to have found Ru so early. After all, people do say that the optimal strategy is to go Ru and then abandon if you don't like the first sacrifices. Um, I'm glad that the Phantom didn't blink me away from the stairs. That could have been an issue. I'm not afraid of you. I have a Scorch. Scorch just destroys Menkaure. Okay. So far, my strategy of identifying the potions first is probably gonna pay off. At some point, we are gonna find curing, and it will be nice when we do. Okay. You know what? I think that fighting a null band with a Boda is kind of worrisome. I would rather kill the Boda first. Okay, you have a spear. Claw Flail. Oh, Flail is a bit of an upgrade for me, I think. It may be roughly equivalent to the Mace of Flaming, but I'm still gonna replace it for the Flail. Okay, so it says 11 plus brand versus 15 with no brand. I assume that the Flail is better. They have the same attack delay, so we don't really lose attack speed or anything. Menkare has having a lovely time with his weakness to fire. Yeah, it's only one pip of weakness to fire, but yeah, for practical purposes, you got it right. Menkare just like straight up dies to anything fire related, especially if it's undodgeable like Scorch is. Scorch is such a great spell. I love it. Oh, ouch. How about we don't die there? I was doing well. I was at full HP and I was like, I'm just gonna be able to kill these eels like they're nothing. And then I exploded. What do you have today, Ejif? Wand of Quicksilver, kind of spooky. High level beam wand. That could have killed me, fortunately. It did not happen. Oh, this is set up in such a way that they're gonna multi-sap you. I'll come back to that later. Yeah, when I can actually survive that. Oh, come on. It's another one that's exactly the same. Alright. I'll come back to that later when I won't die from opening that door and going in. I have a couple of unidentified scrolls. Well, a bunch of them. I don't want to read identify blinking. That's always my fear, read identifying blinking. But I think it should be fine to just read a couple of the ones that I have a lot of. We found the leather armor of cold resistance. It's a rather decent upgrade. It greatly increases the amount of armor class that I have, which is pretty nice. Is 1 pip of negative resistance functionally different from 2 pips? You take less damage, you get drained less. About 3 pips is where it's at. Like the most noticeable difference is when you have 3 pips, because that makes you immune to almost everything negative resistance related. You're not immune to Torment, but it does greatly reduce the damage from Torment, which is pretty useful. Ooh, Regen Amulet. Let's go. I feel like many of my characters that find regen early just straight up win the game. Also, this bolt is great for the purpose of cheesing things through the grate if you have Scorch, which I do, and I did do exactly that. Okay, a bunch of scrolls to buy to identify. That's great. I'll buy this, and I'll buy this, and I'll buy enchant armor as well, because I don't want to waste that. We can buy these 3. And I'll come back and buy a couple of identifies. I'll buy this identify right now. And I'll buy this, and I'll buy this, and I'll buy... That's it. Yeah, I won't buy anything else. I don't care about Omniscient, I don't care about the other thing. Jumper, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. I take it that you play Crawl. Crawl is a pretty nice game. I enjoy Crawl every now and then. Sometimes it can be quite unpleasant, such as when you get shafted on D1 and land next to another and then you die. I would say that Crawl is not so enjoyable. if such a thing comes to happen. But more often than not, it is a quite enjoyable experience. All right. I'm looking forward to finding some whites. You know, the bane of the Necromancer is this character's treat, because whites would give me almost guaranteed to give me better stuff. Okay, I wonder if I can kill that guy, and I was able to. I see a buckler in the floor. I could equip that. Throwing net, scroll of poison, enchant armor. Give me my buckler, because they're pretty much free. I wonder what's my attack delay with the buckler. 0.9, 1.1. Yeah, it seems about right. It's not the end of the world. A white with a +5 dagger. There we go. +0 hand axe. Okay, one of these guys needs to have like a Morningstar or so. And then we should be good to go. Like, Morningstar is just straight up way better than what I have. Strength again. I already have 25 strength with no like strength enhancing gear. These guys get truly insane amounts of strength just from being Armataurs. Very reminiscent of ogres. I don't care about that. Come on. Oh, +4 halberd. That's not great. And you have a +5 dagger. That's also not great. If only that +4 halberd had been something else instead. They're both almost destroyed. I'm gonna try to continue casting Scorch. Alright. +0 Morningstar. There we go. Would have preferred that to be +5, but it's better than not getting a Morningstar at all. Alrighty. We need 16 for min delay on a Morningstar, but I think it is well worth it. Nogger with a giant spike glove, we're fine to deal with that. After all, I have Scorch, which I can use, and then kill the ogre with it. It's very good to have Scorch. Like, Scorch really is something else. It is so strong that I wouldn't be surprised if during this current development cycle it got nerfed. Perhaps by removing its certainty. You know, the certainty of Scorch is the greatest thing that it has. So if it was to get nerfed, it would be like that. By the way, this is my first experience drinking a potion of heal wounds in the early game as an Armataur. It was literally a full heal. Imagine if potions of heal wounds were like this in every character. I think that would make them significantly more valuable items, as I already mentioned a bit earlier in the stream with the previous character. Perhaps it's for the best that they're not like that. I've always considered them to be early game consumables, but Armataur can take them and turn them into something more than an early game consumable. By extension, if you use them early with an Armataur, you're sacrificing late game potential because they actually have some utility later in the game. But it's still better than using a scroll blinking in the early game or so. What do you have? Speed and ringmail. Alright. Alrighty. I have regen, so regen just like makes me rest to full HP real quick. Weapon Emporium. Very disappointing. +0 on branded stuff. No maces. Oh, you mean multiple? Is one pip of negative resistance? Oh yeah, that's what you meant. Let me just say real quick that this is a very nasty situation. But yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's just more difficult to compensate for. That's the only effect that it has compared to having one pip of weakness to something. In general, don't have weakness to anything, because even in the early game, it's likely that you will explode as a direct result of having weakness to something. Mummies do have that happen. rather frequently. Whenever they are like a mummy that gets to lure with weakness to fire will just die to the first lingworm that it encounters, because it will deal nuclear damage that is completely unexpected. And so, you know. Hmm. Alrighty. It's a good thing that I have this Morningstar. Morningstar is a very respectable weapon to be using at this point in the game. I think that I would like to have a Darflail way more than a Morningstar, but this is fine too. How am I going to deal with Joseph? I feel like Joseph's first strike just dealt a bit too much damage to me, and I don't think I can run away. Mm, yeah, running away is kind of dangerous. I have teleport. I have 5 teleports. Let's just read one for safety. Alright, was a pretty good teleport. Landed me in a fight, but it's nothing that we cannot handle. Also, I think that I'm pretty close to Joseph, so might as well be wary about that. I'm using the Ring of Fire because it gives me more spell power on Scorch. I wonder if that's relevant, to have spell power on Scorch. Regardless, I still have cold resistance, so it's not like I'm losing a lot out of using this Ring of Fire. It's strange to have the ability to use that item so early into the game. I almost never use them because of their weaknesses. Because of the weaknesses that they provide. But on this particular occasion, the stars aligned and I was actually able to use it. Okay, I didn't stumble upon Joseph. That's a pretty good thing. I was definitely worried about that because Joseph is kinda difficult to kill. Oh yeah, perhaps start training fighting. The Armataur HP is like good enough to let you get away with not training fighting for quite a while. As you can see, I just entered D9 and it's the first time that I am training fighting, but still, I should train it soon so that I can get even more HP. A Maimon. Ooh, Demon Whip of Venom. It's +1 too. I'm gonna be using that. That's a substantial upgrade. And it's already at min delay too. Like, I trained maces exactly to 12. Not like I was expecting to find a Maimon, but might as well take advantage of it now that it has happened. 2 scrolls of blinking. When did I identify that? Did I buy one of those, or why is it identified? I guess it won't tell me anything like that. Or did I just read a random scroll and I got blinking? No idea. But anyway, I guess I can just read everything now that I have blinking. We have 2 more scrolls of silence. That's nice. A vulnerability, magic mapping, brand weapon, not bad. Draining, not bad, not bad. Torment, amnesia, not forgetting scorch. A poison, acquirements, fear, and enchant weapon. Okay, no acquirements. I wish I was at full HP. Hold on, wait a second. I have regen, so I can regen to full HP. Okay. Oh, I shouted, and okay. The guy just decided to ignore me. Perhaps it's for the best. The correct thing to do is probably to not fight that guy until I have the demon whip. Demon whip is gonna be a significant improvement to my character. That lasted for quite a while. Okay. I got rid of the orange demon, so a Memon shouldn't be that difficult. We got a 3rd scroll of blinking. That's a great thing to have access to. Now I want to fight them. I want to find a Maimon for the substantial weapon upgrade. I will eventually replace that Demon Whip with a Great Mace, but it's nice to have like such a high quality weapon so early into the game. It's so high quality, in fact, that I could theoretically win the game with it. I just don't want to because I'm not a big fan of Demon Whips like that, especially with a species that gets as much strength as this one. Talking about that, perhaps I should be equipping this chainmail of willpower, level 5. The increase in armor class is negligible, completely irrelevant, but I decided to use it because of the willpower. That's an important thing to have access to. I'm gonna use fiery armor here to protect myself from these guys. The Orc Warrior has a polearm, which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna step next to it so it gets burned. And it dies, okay. I look forward to playing a mage after this one. I'll be playing, I don't know, some kind of mage. Perhaps it's time to finally play some Deep Elf Conjurer. I've been wanting to play Deep Elf Conjurer for a while, since Neuroactivo started watching the stream. Since Neuroactivo mentioned he's a new player and he likes playing Deep Elves, I also like playing Deep Elves, and I found that that was what worked for me the best when I was a new player, so I want to play a little bit of a Deep Elf myself. Okay, let's pick this up and use it, because it's just better than the Morningstar, and will be better than the Morningstar for a bit. The Morningstar probably has more damage rating, yeah, but only very slightly. It's not at min delay, the whip is at min delay. Not only that, but it's also a Venom whip, so it's just a premium weapon for this stage of the game. Yep, a Memon always has a Demon Whip. It's just that normally a Memon's Demon Whip is like -2 or so, and it is a very trash weapon. This time it happened to be +1, so it's actually usable. Let's go to the 8 and actually kill Joseph now. Shouldn't be very difficult. Joseph had a potion of curing, identified for me, I suppose. But yeah, that was really, really easy. Okay, shouldn't buy any more Scrolls of Identify. Perhaps it's time for me to go back and buy a couple of these things. Not the Scroll of Identify, but do buy some of these things. Okay, buy these. Oh, I don't have enough money to buy all the magic mappings. Alright, I can buy those. I'll come back for that later. And I will also come back for the enchant armor later, and the scroll of poison. So far it's going well. You know, apart from that very close call that I had with the wizard with paralysis, that was pretty ridiculous, wizard with paralysis. I saw it and I immediately knew that it was gonna be troublesome if I wasn't able to kill it fast enough, but I wasn't able to. And it was indeed quite troublesome. I almost died. I was at 1 HP, and only a miraculous potion of heal wounds ended up saving this character. I Perhaps there were mistakes made there, but there was like such a small window of opportunity for me to like make the correct play a lot of times in a row that yeah, it was complicated. Perhaps I could have played that better and not almost died there, or at least not having to rely on finding a very specific consumable in my inventory. But yeah, it's just what it is. I'm gonna have to keep that kind of situation in mind for the future to try to prevent it from repeating, because at the end of the day, it is a pretty bad situation. Man, this is a pretty strong character already, let me tell you. The Demon Whip is probably not gonna cut it for like the purposes of tabbing Hydras and stuff, but as you can see, I can tab some weaker lure monsters like Jax. It's nice to not be a worshipper of Jiva anymore and actually be able to pick up loot from the floor. I like Jiva, and I think that the current version of Jiva is just like powerful enough to compensate for the gargantuan downside that is going Jiva. But it is still not the kind of playstyle that I would like to engage on every time that I start a crawl character. Curare, that's a pretty great find. Hold on, Acid Dragon. Okay, we got acid skills. I don't think I care too much about acid skills. would be a reduction of armor class, and I would also lose the willpower, which I'm hoping will protect me from the classic Basilisk petrification in lure. Mm. I feel like ever since Boulder Beetles got nerfed, I like not take damage from them when they're rolling. I don't know what's up with that. But it does seem to happen quite frequently that they roll at me and then they just like either miss me or don't deal any damage. Neck hole shop. Let's take a look at this. I already have amulets of regen, but I don't have a scarf of resistance. That's probably gonna be nice. I will gladly take the sacrifice of one armor class for fire and cold resistance. Very, very worth it. Ooh, that's a pretty good thing to have. This whip of true grit. It also has fire and cold resistance, which is not necessary right now, but um, pretty good. If I hadn't found the Amemon's Demon Whip, I would probably use this. It doesn't have as much damage as Amemon's Demon Whip. You can see that Amemon's Demon Whip out damages it, but it is a speed weapon. I feel like it will greatly outscale the Demon Whip if I find some slaying, but until then, I will continue using the Demon Whip. And the window of opportunity for that to happen is like really small. I need to find slaying soon. Otherwise, the Demon Whip will just like start to be better, like period. And then the Demon Whip will start to fall off. And at that point, I would like to replace the Demon Whip with just straight up a Great Mace or a Darflail or something. But yeah, let's go do Lure. Let's see how this goes. Okay, lots of spells that I won't be using with this character. Do I have any sources of poison resistance? Because it would be nice for Lure. I think that Lure is early on in the game where you actually don't want to just like walk around and be poisoned every time. Grom is not an issue for this character. Yeah, Palentonga, or like not Palentonga, Armataur feels like just better Palentonga so far. I like it. I don't like that bolt. Fortunately, I don't have to do it. I can just close the door. Or like, not the close the door, exclude that, and they just never go over there. And those guys won't come out of there. Oh, Scorch is a 36% chance to fail. Perhaps I should try to fix that if I intend on continuing. Like, if I intend to continue casting Scorch, but I'm not sure I care about doing that. Okay. These guys were dealing a lot of damage to me, but then I used the Ignis armor thingy, and then they just like stopped dealing that much damage. Still dealt quite a bit of damage. Definitely got me close to that, but I didn't really think that I was gonna get killed by those. Oh, this guy came out of the bolt. Interesting. But I think it's gonna be the only one that does. I'll go to Lure 2 now. I don't want to deal with those guys. They're annoying. A shiny orb. If it's an orb of light, I might be interested in using it. It's probably a bit more impact than the 2 shield that I get from this buckler. In fact, I am going to drop the buckler because, once again, 2 shields. Very, very low impact. The orb is probably gonna be more impactful. Black Mamba, very spooky. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use Curing as well. Ouch. Ouch. I've been taking a lot of damage. I only got 1 heal wounds, which is a bit of a shame. You're lethally poisoned, sure. I have another curing, so it's fine. Did we find the lure? Yes. When do I plan on ditching Ignis? After lure 5. That's usually when I abandon Ignis, after lure 5. If you abandon Ignis in lure 1, like, you're not strong enough to survive just yet. Especially because lure can be pretty ridiculously difficult quite frequently. So I tend to stick around with Ignis for quite a while. Orb of Energy, debated as the worst item in the game, and I am personally inclined to agree with that assessment. I don't think there's any single character that wants to use Orb of Energy. Like, no character can afford to just like leave it equipped and forget about it, so it is a bad item in my opinion. Um, Found another heal wounds. I'm very glad to see that, with how strong they are for Armataur. Mm. Oh, ouch, perhaps not be surrounded. The rampaging does tend to create situations like that where you accidentally just like make yourself be surrounded. Okay, pretty good kill hold that we have right here. It's just a matter of waiting. Ooh, I see a swamp drake. If it does that on me, that could be a little bit of an issue. I'm gonna get confused. Yeah, it is unavoidable. I get on confused, and one of the confused jacks just kills the swamp drake. That's great. The temple. Oh yeah, the temple. I did find the temple. I don't know what god I'm gonna be going. I know that I want to be going Jiba. I can tell you that much. I can probably drop the Ring of Fire already. Ring of Wizardry. I can probably put on the Ring of Wizardry. Yeah, I can cast a Scorch again now. Probably a good thing to do, since, you know, Scorch is pretty useful. I also have access to the Scarf of Resistance already. Perhaps it's for the best that I go and buy it before I find a nice cave over a volcano where I would like to have more resistance. Only to find that I don't have access to said resistance. What about doing this? 9-9 versus 11-6 and willpower. I think I like the 11-6 and willpower. I found that Armataur resistances are kinda like defenses, sorry. The defenses are kinda lackluster at this early stage of the game, but since they have so much fighting skill or like armor skill, it's easy for them to get like 15 armor, and then you have a pretty good amount of armor class. They also get the chance to wear heavy armor since pretty good strength as well. I like Armataur. It's just like way, way better than Palentonga. It's what Palentonga should have always been, I suppose. Alrighty. You thought Orb of Energy was cool until you looked up the rate of error it gives. Yeah, it's unfortunately extremely bad. I think that I wouldn't like shed a tear if Orb of Energy was removed. I wonder if it was made intentionally like truly bad so people didn't use it, and then it just got removed from the game because it was useless. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I got Spider. I'm not a fan of Spider, precisely because it's very easy to be stuck at red poison pretty much immediately. Oh boy, I'm dying. I wanted to wait out the poison, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Better walk away from here. These guys are so strong for lure. Like, these spiders, they're just crazy powerful. My armor class has already started to go up quite a bit because of the training of armor. And yeah, like these guys, like I just gain experience so fast on the skill because it's +2. +2 armor, truly, like, can't believe that Palentonga had it. I think it had like -1 armor and dodging, and also limited body slots and like other stuff. Those guys were like straight up so bad. The more I think about it, the more glad I am that Palentonga was reworked into these. Yeah, no nostalgia for Palentonga, especially since the most emblematic part of their kit, which was the roll thingy, it's still in the game. It's just like a spell now that you have to find, but you can do it on every character, which is pretty cool. Palentonga has -2 on armor, dodge, and shield. Yeah, like, what's up with that? They also had less than Minotaur and Heal Orc HP. Like, less. They didn't have the same. They had less. because they had human HP and the mutation that gives them 7% extra HP, which is this one. So yeah, like they were just bad. They were like Mummy, but less obviously awful. They were just like really, really bad. Um, Kinda to compensate for the funny gimmick, but it was not worth it. This is just much, much better, much more playable, much more enjoyable. I did like Palentonga rolling, but now that it's a spell, you can just do it on characters that are not Palentongas, so you don't have to submit yourself to playing Palentonga to have the roll thingy, which is a pretty good thing, and I like that about this change. Mm. Oh boy, these guys are really painful, the Black Mambas. Very scary foes to face, especially since they're poison resistant. My greatest strength right now is that I have a min delay 0.5 attack speed on a weapon that poisons. So like that just like deals a lot of damage to the monsters real quick. Um, Poison is at its most effective when you're seeing like very very low HP monsters, since getting them any amount of poison will most likely just kill them. Um, but it's still pretty useful, even in this point in the game. Wow, that's pretty bad. Huh? Yeah, that's not a good item. Um, it is an item for a dexterity character, which I am not. Um, Imagine finding a plus 11 tower shield in like 0.25 or so. I feel like a lot more people would use that. Almost everyone would be delighted to have such a powerful tower shield, even with the negative to the stats, but in this version, yeah, this version Tower Shield is also a pretty bad item. It's just like unfortunately be caught in my opinion, oversight when it comes to some changes to the game. Like making shields scale only from dexterity kind of ruined tower shields. Like tower shields were kind of the shield of choice for like Formicid, Ogre, and Troll, which also get a lot of strength, right? So like it made sense. But now Formicid, Ogre, and Troll don't get dexterity, and the shields, the tower shields, scale with dexterity, so they don't get shields at all. And that's a part of the reason what that makes me, or like that's part of the reason why I say that Ogre is not in a good spot in 0.29 and this version. Mm. Hello, Kosisu. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. It's like Orb of Guile is a great idea, except that its use case is infinitesimal. Mm, Orb of Guile is interesting. I think it is complicated to use, and I don't really play characters that use it a lot, but I have used it in the past extensively. Like, I had a Lugonu character that was running around banishing stuff with Orb of Guile. If you happen to get that combination of stuff, Lugonu and the Orb of Guile, that's really, really strong. It also is pretty good for like the purpose of taking advantage of Hex ones. I would say abusing Hex ones, but it's not really abusing Hex ones. It's like having them do what they often fail to do. Orb of Guile gives you a little bit of certainty in that regard. Whoo, hoo, hoo. I think oh no, oh no. Like the barding is not good, right? I think that I'm gonna be grabbing the Evening Star. Like I saw the Evening Star first because I saw +8 and I was very excited for it. I think it's a really good Evening Star. Definitely my endgame weapon if I do get it, and I could use a shield. Mm, yeah, that's good enough for me to consider using a shield. The barding is bad. I don't see myself ever wearing that. It's weakness to fire. It may be +4, but the weakness to fire is just way too much. The amulet is bad. The gold is good. Do I need a... Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna get the weapon. I was gonna say, do I need a weapon upgrade right now? And like, I don't really need it, but like, it's just for the best that I do this right now. It also is resistant to electricity, so that's like one less resistance to be afraid of. There is this thing. Hold on. There is this thing. Never seen that artifact Evening Star tile before. Pretty cool. It's like bright colors, you know. Nature features bright colors as a way to warn you of things that you should probably stay away from. Otherwise, they might kill you. That's the vibe that I get from that evening star. Like looking at the tile, it definitely looks like something that if I saw in nature, I would probably not touch it. Um, so there was this bolt earlier on d5. Go d5 with some thingies, electric keels, I think it was, that I can probably do easily now. Oh boy, you know what I should also do? I should probably get Mendeley on this. Mendeley 16. I will train my armor to 15 and I'll get Mendeley. And wow, like my character has improved so much. Look at, I have 18 armor class, and I deal nuclear damage already. This is gonna be a pretty good character, just like the previous one. Is it? And this one, it already got pretty blessed with the Evening Star, but getting to this point wasn't the most painful thing ever. So perhaps it is just like a standard thing for Armataur to turn out good, which is pretty nice. Hmm. Yeah, I don't mind these guys anymore because I have the resistance. So I can just run at them and scorch them. And because they're standing on water, because they're eels, they just get completely boiled. And I can do the same to these ones, or to these ones. Yep, to these ones. There were two. Okay, yellow potion, potion of mana. What I'm really looking for is a potion of experience, of course. It would be great to find a potion of experience. I have not gotten the chance to taste the ambrosia that is drinking a potion of experience as an Armataur. By the way, yes, please don't banish me. Yes, please don't banish me. Come on. Come on, please don't banish me. That was playing with fire. I hit her 4 times, one of which I missed, but that did do a ton of damage. I could have played that better without risking the banishment, but I just decided to go for it. And this time I didn't get punished by that, so I'm grateful. I could have used one of my 9 scrolls of teleport and just like skip the level altogether. That was the correct thing to do. Mm. So if you encounter yourself in a situation similar to that, do consider reading teleport and not fighting the monster with distortion. Okay, at least I have a pretty good weapon training in maces, so this is not a slow. I'm not attacking slowly with the Evening Star, and it just like is dealing a lot of damage. I think it is very clear that the damage of this thing is kind of insane compared to the Demon Whip, killing things significantly faster. I don't think Black Mambas and stuff are gonna be an issue anymore. Same goes for Hydras even. Mm, I think that grabbing this weapon from the acquirement will make the game significantly easier, so it was probably the correct thing to do. Melee for sure needs all the help that it can get, even if that help features, just like finding a pretty crazy +8 Evening Star in Lure. Mm. Yeah, I was always of the opinion that Parentonga was not played because it had bad everything. And I think I mentioned that multiple times in the past, even before Armataur was released. I liked Parentonga, but it was so rough to get a Parentonga going. Um, less armor, bad aptitudes for armor, shields and dodging, bad evasion for the purposes of dodging, bad HP. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? Bad spells. Yeah, they didn't really make that much sense apart from the gimmick. Mm, glad that this is more palatable. Alrighty. Yeah, with this weapon I don't have anything to fear. I do take damage. It is very obvious that I'm taking quite a bit of damage. But it's still like I deal a lot of damage too, so I can win fights before the damage overwhelms me. At least for now. Later on, will be different, perhaps. But for now, it's fine. Mm. I think that this character also will be getting the invulnerable title. I think the invulnerable title is a pretty good title for Armataur. It it accurately portrays what I feel when I play an Armataur, and I get good loot. I still have to get like an Armataur that doesn't get good loot, and that lives, past D1 without getting shafted. I'm interested in that because like I feel the Armataurs that I have gotten so far have not been accurate representations of what the average Armataur will be. Um, I don't want to just get lucky and find something super busted and have that win me the game. Um, I want to see how it is like to play an Armataur when you don't find something super busted. Um, okay, we got 15 armor. Let's get min delay on my mace, on my evening star, because I think that's the most powerful thing to do immediately. I could also get evocations now that I think about it. I think it's just for the best to get evocations here. Um, I say so because I have Tin of Tremor Stones, most importantly Tin of Tremor Stones. I also have File of Floods, but you never really use File of Floods for the purpose of dealing damage. It is best used for the purpose of preventing spellcasters from doing their funny spellcaster things at you and killing you. Okay, 5 enchant armors, not bad. Looking forward to finding an armor to put those on. I'm amazed at the fact that my previous character got 7 to put on gold scales. Um, because after all I was with Jiva. Okay, time to abandon Ignis too. Altar. Uh, Okawaru? I mean, I don't need Okawaru because I already have a beast of a weapon. Okawaru would give me barding, however, and I do like the idea of barding, the concept of barding on this character. I have yet to put on a barding with an Armataur. Sure, let's go Kawaru. I hope that I do not regret acquiring this weapon. Um, Alrighty. Let's go to D12. Yeah, I feel like I'm powerful enough to be able to deal with the earth, with the fire elementals now, and the shafts and all that stuff. Having a +8 Evening Star will really help when it comes to that. Oh, perhaps not Taff Titanic Slime Creature. Yeah, there's a couple of things that I cannot taff, nor I should even attempt to taff, and a Titanic Slime Creature is one of those. I have cold resistance, not afraid of this white ugly thing. There we go. Okay. 3 fire elementals come into view, and I'm slowed. Okay, I'm dying. It's pretty bad that I got slowed. Yeah, I think that's been the worst thing about the slow. It's a bit too late for me to drink cancellation, I think. If I drink cancellation, I don't like. It's either I drink cancellation, and then I blink, or I just blink instead of drinking cancellation. Because regardless, I think that's what will need to happen. I wanted to kill this so I could reposition, and like having 3 of them hit me and having only 1 of them hit me is like different, you know? Perhaps heal wounds instead of. Oh, I used heal wounds and I healed for exactly the same amount of damage that I lost. Okay, that's not gonna work. I better just use blinking and save myself. Oh, that's disappointing. Disappointing situation indeed. Like the slow is the thing that has made me use a scroll of blinking here. I have Ice Blast. I can use those. Or I can use that. I am fast now, so I can just kill them. Yeah, like the slow. Okay. More fire elementals. This time I'm at full HP, so it's fine. And I am also fighting them one at a time, so it's also fine. You're gonna throw more? No, it doesn't seem to be the case. Mm, huh. That was an unseen horror, I suppose. You can now gain great but temporary skills. No, I'm gonna need 12 invocations, but not immediately. Okay, I don't want to be surrounded. I also don't want the slime creatures to stack into being Titanic. I guess I can just walk away from the slime creatures whenever they stack. Oh, that's fine too. I have 4 magic mapping. Perhaps not the worst thing to do to read it. By the way, Ignis shafting me let me know that this level has that um, annoying ambush entrance. So that's something to look forward to. Mm, okay. These will know how to inflict the punishment due to you. They probably will. If I fight them all at the same time. We've already seen how that goes very poorly. Better fight them one at a time. So how is Ignis Wrath doing? Ignis Wrath is beginning to fade. Yeah, it doesn't last for very long. My idea is to do D12 and then do Orc. Perhaps I should just do Dungeon until Ignis Wrath goes away. It should not take much longer. I was gonna say if this was the Bolt's entrance, but it's not. It cannot be at this depth. I wonder what are these invisible things? Unseen horrors? Like, it's a lot of them. Man, this is a pretty good character. Okay, yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done with Ignis Wrath. I anticipate that it's gonna be only 1 or 2 more applications of Ignis Wrath until it's over. Ignis with one final cry of rage burns out of existence. That was pretty fast. Let's go to work. That was really, really fast. I was not anticipating it being as fast as that, but that's pretty good. Okay. For the ice cave, I will put on the Scarf of Resistance. I did buy it specifically to use it in ice caves and stuff. Scarf of Resistance. We lose a little bit of armor class. I think I lost 3 armor class, but it's fine because I get 2 pips of cold resistance. This one is the one that has a frost giant, right? Should be fine. I wish there was a giant that had maces. Because there's like the fire giant that has a sword and the frost giant that has an axe, but no giant with maces. I'm fine, I can just stab you down. Alrighty, Crystal Plate of Cold Resistance. Oh boy, Crystal Plate of Cold Resistance. I almost never use this, but I will probably use it with this character because this character excels at armor with its +2 armor and its gargantuan strength. So it will actually be pretty useful. I don't know if I'm gonna enchant it, however. I would like to enchant Gold Scales. I still think Gold Scales beats even Crystal Plate of Cold Resistance, unless your character is a very specific kind of character. But, I don't know, we shall see. Wizard Dyke, thank you for the raid, I appreciate it. I hope that your stream went well. I assume that you were playing Crawl as usual. I am also playing Crawl, and let me tell you, I am playing Crawl with this +8 Evening Star of Resistance to Electricity. Yeah. This thing will most likely stick with me for the rest of the game. Not only that, but we just found Crystal Plate of Cold Resistance in this ice cave. It's been a rather common sight to see. Oh, you know what I should use? Immolation. Yeah, in case you were wondering why I put on Scarf of Resistance, it's for the purposes of doing this. Mm, great. Beautiful. That was a lot of damage. Lots and lots of damage. Stream did go well. Yes, it is a great weapon. What kind of character were you playing? Um, it's like it's been insane so far. Could you believe that I was very briefly considering not using this, and then I was like, "Are you crazy?" Because like I don't want to struggle if the game gives me the tools not to struggle, right? Might as well just like take advantage of them. Um, Okay, what will now give me equipment as I gain piety. That's nice. Hopefully a barding. My previous Armataur won the game without ever finding a barding. Um, so I would like to get a barding this time. Mm, what if I put this on? It's 26-4. That doesn't seem bad at all. The thing is that I lose willpower, but I think it maybe will be okay. Maybe, unless it's like an ending that has a lot of sorcerers, then it would not be okay. Mm. You want a deep elf conjurer and then you struggle with nagas and cats. Um, you have to win naga and cat for the purposes of completionism, like great player, greater player, that kind of thing. Mm. Ooh, that's not nice. I don't want to fight Saint Roca. Okay, I can go upstairs, right? I can. That might be complicated to deal with. I think that I might want to go do D13 before doing this, just so I can squeeze a little bit of experience from the game, so I can use Hero Finesse versus Saint Roca, and then I would be able to kill Saint Roca. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I knew about this. No Rupert, however, which is pretty nice. Do I want to use Immolation though? The answer is no. I don't want to use Immolation. All right. Naga can be fun, but you feel like they die early more than the reference cube in Blender gets deleted. The reference cube in Blender. Mm. I downloaded Blender once, but I found it very cumbersome. Perhaps I should like look at some tutorials or something to try to make something. Never been an artistic kind of person, and it didn't like. I tried to use it without any help, like um, just like turning on the program and like trying to figure things out on my own, but like it didn't really work for me. Mm, yeah, my thought process was people pay a lot for like 3D models for B-tubing and stuff, so if I acquire that skill, I could eat, and eating is nice. But then I kind of quickly gave up on that. Perhaps I should think about that more thoroughly, or like I should take another look at that, try it again. Gonna use attraction for this center warrior. Um, the only issue, I have a slow weapon or a slow item, right? Or why am I slow? Huh? What slowed me? No idea what slowed me, but I'm slow for sure. Do I have? I don't have. No idea why I am slow, but I am certainly slow. Perhaps kill the acid dragon first. Ring of Dexterity, do I care? I don't care about the Scorch anymore. I can probably ditch the Ring of Wizardry. And it does increase my accuracy, so whatever. Can probably forget a Scorch. I don't see Amnesia here. Oh, an unfortunate downside of going Okawaru is that you won't be able to use a Scroll of Butterflies. Okawaru has a lot of items that um, that he doesn't like you using. Mm. Strength. You're trying to win all species. There are 5 you haven't won yet. Which are the 5? Um, I assume that it's Naga and Cat Mommy. Hello, cool guy. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. By any chance, do you play Crawl? Just like out of curiosity. Mm. Got to 6 pips of piety with Okawaru. That was pretty quick. Yeah, the crystal plate is making me feel like an absolute juggernaut. Like this time, I actually feel like an unstoppable, unkillable force. With the previous character, it was also like that, but it was mostly because I had a ton of regen and Jiba. Good mutations were also kind of insane. Um, okay, this 7 invocations is more than enough for the purposes of killing Saint Roca, because it allows me to Hero Fitness. I can go back to my training of maces. I can also probably stop at 10 invocations. Mm. Alrighty, Immolation. 10 of Tremor Stones. Get hit by 1 explosion, 16 damage is fine. Saint Roca is pretty hurt. With a Vamp Battle Axe, that's a pretty real weapon, you know? I would like to use one of those. I would also like to have Mind Burst, but unfortunately, I don't have it yet. You play Crawl, not that well. Have like 4 wins or something. It happens. Winning, like once you understand how to win, it's only a matter of time until you start amassing the wins for real. Yeah, just to put it in perspective, when I was younger, I there was a player in the Crawl community that had like 50 wins or something off a nim, and I was like, how am I ever going to get 50 wins or something? Like that's never gonna happen. And now I have like 200 or 200 plus. Oh, huh. The bolt of dispelling energy hits Saint Roca. Saint Roca explodes. I was not expecting the explosion to go off because of because I used this thing. How is this thing called? I just oh, Quicksilver. Yeah, I forgot about how it was called because it's new. It's gonna take me a while to learn the name of that. I wanna use Ice Blast here on the Deep Elf Archer. Beautiful. Now where's the stairs? Where's the stairs? I wanna go upstairs. That's not the stairs that I want. Yeah, let me go upstairs real quick. Okay. Having 4 evasion is kind of worrisome, but it will go away in time with training in fighting, or like training in armor and also getting more strength. I don't really intend on training dodging or leveling up dexterity with this character. Dark Flail of Holy Wrath. Interesting. It's probably not a good idea to switch to that for the purposes of killing undead. Like at this point, it probably is not like that. Perhaps if it was earlier in the game. I didn't use Hero Fitness at the end of the day. I was going to do that versus Saint Roca, but I wasn't able to. The correct thing to do was what I did, I think. Just Immolation and Tin of Tremor Stones. You did very well. You haven't won Naga Octopus, Cat Meteoran, and Armataur. Armataur, yeah. So far it has my seal of approval. Oh, look at that singing sword. Not something that I can use with this character, but sure. Got paralyzed for 2 turns. Okay. Chainmail of Eternal Vigilance. Weakness to cold, but 6 slaying. I might want to use that. It might be better than the Crystal Plate. Because it doesn't nuke my evasion so much, and it also has 6 slaying, which is pretty good. I did say earlier that I would have liked to have slaying, but Yeah, like it was for a different kind of weapon, for the demon whip that I found earlier. I definitely don't want it for, or like don't need it for the Evening Star. But I'm still interested in using this. It also has 5 strength. Like it's 5 strength and 6 slaying, just in case I wasn't dealing enough damage already. Lots and lots of mages, unfortunately. Also, this was a guy with Singing Sword. I'll carry that. Not gonna use it, but I'll carry it. Luckily for me, I actually deal pretty great damage, and I don't have to worry too much about like not having that much willpower. Mm, Perhaps it's still the wise thing to do to acquire some willpower, since after all I can get it for free. I just have to put on this chainmail of willpower. It does nuke my defenses. It doesn't really nuke them. It just like reduces them a bit. Man, crystal plate is so difficult to wear. Like it's not. I'm not gonna say that it is as bad as the orb of energy, but it is like this is theoretically the ideal character to use that on, right? Like a strength character that also has a ton of armor skill, but I don't want to use it. Like I don't know. Perhaps it should be slightly better to make people want to use it when they have characters like this one. Mm, that was pretty nasty. Fighting two mighty Dork Knights is kinda complicated. I can deal with one of them at a time. Yeah, one of them at a time. Significantly safer and easier. Impatient and go grog mode, like I can still kill it without items at low HP and lose cool characters and get sad and dumb plagued for a while. I've been there. I've been there. I think everyone has been there. But then I take it a step further. Whenever I start thinking like that, and I'm like, am I seriously gonna throw this excellent character away just because I don't wanna use a scroll of blinking to save myself from this? And then that usually fixes it. I am barbed. Okay, this is annoying. I'm gonna use a fear. And then I'm gonna run to the stairs. The Soul Eater will not go up with me, so I'm okay with that. This has been kind of annoying. The way that the level layout is presented is just like I go downstairs and I'm immediately hit, and I'm like dudes at the edge of the screen doing nasty things. And then again, there's like the knight, which is mightying everyone, so it's dangerous to try to use attraction. Not that I could anyway, since I don't have it anymore. Thinking about how to handle this situation. First, rest to full HP, drink invisibility. It's gonna last forever because I'm an Armataur. It turns out that these guys see invisible. Oh, there's a lot of sorcerers, jeez. Perhaps immolation. Yeah, I think it's worth it to do this. So the explosions begin. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. That will most likely make this significantly easier. Oof, that guy is shooting like crazy with its arbalest. Okay, I still don't know what kind of ending I got, but oh no, I do know. It's this one. It's pretty nasty ending with a lot of mages. In general, like the melee orcs are not as dangerous as the mage orcs, or I guess it depends on what kind of character you have. For this one, I would say that the mage orcs are slightly more dangerous, and the melee orcs are pretty bad if there's like a knight that is mightying everyone. Then that's a pretty bad thing. Okay, shiny helmet. I'll buy it just because it's shiny. It is a helmet of See Invisible. I can use that. I'm gonna get rid of this and this. Probably put this on. Get rid of this. Hopefully I'll get some willpower sometime soon. Gonna buy heal wounds. And haste. Perhaps. I'm still not sure. Books. I don't care about books. I care about blinking. We have some pretty good shops in here. Nothing game changing, no bardings either, but pretty respectable nonetheless. Alrighty, let's continue. I would say that so far this character is not as powerful as the one that I had before this one. You know, that one was kind of insane. This one has gotten kind of better loot, however, between the Evening Star and the Crystal Plate, but I don't like the Crystal Plate that much. You've already seen that I replaced it with this Chain Mail that just like increases my damage like crazy. Perhaps buy the Ambrosias or the attractions. Sorry, I can buy those for sure. Let's see who rolls harder. Okay, you barely miss the boulder beetle. The boulder beetle hits you. Okay, this time I do miss, and the boulder beetle does not. In recent occasions, it's been the other way around for me. The boulder beetle misses, but I hit it really hard. Okawaru grants me a plus 11 scimitar gift and a dart flail of holy rod. So that's where that came from. Okay, we don't really care. I want a barding. Give me a barding, Okawaru. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Go through your attic and find a barding for me, please. Because that's the flavor for Okawaru, or like the the fan canon for Okawaru, according to some people. Okawaru goes through his attic and just gives you stuff that he no longer has any use for. And that's why you so rarely get actually good items. Orb of Light is a pretty nice thing to have. It's like it's extra accuracy. It's not only the See Invisible, it's also a little bit of extra accuracy, which is actually quite noticeable early in the game. Pretty strong. Part of the reason why the Shining One is actually viable as a non-extended god. I recently won the Shining One character in the tournament. It went well. Perhaps let's get rid of the red one first. Yes, okay. One of your favorite places was a Formicid on Swamp 5. Learning to the stairs, went down closer to the rune and barely made it out. Interesting. Like, did you shaft yourself and you landed on the rune? Because if so, that's like a very cool play. Very dangerous too. I personally don't think that I would try to do that myself, but it's good to hear that it worked out for you. Crawl does have some moments where you're like, where it's like the light bulb lights itself, you know? Oh, it finally happened, and you get away with doing like some really crazy stuff. Like when I figured out the torment immolation strategy in slime, I was so happy, and then it got nerfed. Potion of Experience, finally. I'm gonna wait until level 16 and I'll level up to 18 like right away. In case you don't know, Armataur gets 2 potions of experience, like double effects from potions. That's what it says here. This lets you lick potion bottles dry, doubling their effects on you. Yes, that means that I have double potions of experience from this one that I just found. I'll wait until I'm experience level 16 to drink that. Wow, kill this guy in 2 attacks. Crazy. Oh, you didn't shaft too risky? The stairs were just closer? Pretty good. Pretty good. In general, dealing with Lerny as a melee character can be pretty difficult because the damage output is just insane. How did I get so much Oh yeah, because I put on this barding. I was like, where did all the armor class come from? Like I already have more armor class than my previous character that won the game, or not really, but pretty close to having more armor class than my previous character with gold skills and 27 armor that won the game. But it's because that character didn't have a barding, and this one does already. It's nice having resistance to electricity in case I ever want to get rid of the Evening Star, perhaps replace it for a Great Mace or so. Though I find it unlikely that I'll do that. But now it is an option at the very least. All right, what parts of the game have we not cleared yet? I think we're good. What about Lure? Must have gotten shafted or so in Lure. No, it seems that we're done with Lure, Orc, and D15. In 1 hour and 21 minutes. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so we have Swamp, Spider, and Slime, and I have Poison Resistance and Resistance to Electricity. That looks to me like a Spider moment, especially with Halo. The Halo will make it so that I have a much easier time hitting these guys. And if I can hit these guys, I can deal more damage to them, and therefore kill them faster and prevent them from dealing damage to me. I like the idea. Good damage on the Broth Mother. It got rid of a bunch of these spiders to kill it, because it just summons a ton of them. Alright, so far this seems to be going well, let me tell you. I am carefully optimistic regarding this character. I think that I could still die. In fact, I would say that I have a very reasonable chance to die, but the more the game progresses, the less likely that is, up until the point where I just straight up shouldn't die if I play correctly. So I have Scorch at 9% chance to miscast. That's probably because I have 32 strength, so the strength is compensating the for the armor penalties quite a lot. Also 15 armor. I hadn't really used the Scorch a lot, but it's gonna be nice for spider purposes. Those are boots. They're pretty great boots. If I could use them, I would be very happy. But I can't, because I am an Armataur, not a boot user. Okay, went for Hero here for the evasion increase. It did got me one miss of a stream of webbing from the Jorogumo, so I think it was the correct thing to do. Oh boy, being caught in webs is one of the most annoying things about this part of the game. Alrighty. Experience level 16. Oh, hold on. I did say that I was gonna do something upon reaching experience level 16. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. I think that I only got one potion of experience in terms of getting the amount of experience that goes to this screen, but I did get 2 level ups, so that's fine. Yeah, the important part of the potions of experience beyond the earliest parts of the game is not really the experience that goes to this screen, but the extra HP that you get from leveling up. And yeah, like that was pretty crazy. I did get a lot of HP out of doing that. Before drinking it, I was at well 152, but that's because I leveled up. Before leveling up, I was at 142, so I went from 142 to 171. That's pretty great. It's like getting robust or something. Probably even better than getting robust. Okay, 16 maces. So I have it at min delay. Let's go ahead and train invocations to 12, evocations to 12, and after that I'll think about what I do. Probably get more armor, more fighting. I may not have any resistances yet, but I'm definitely enjoying how insane the damage output of this character is so far. Don't do that again, thank you. Rat roaches can get pretty nasty if they irradiate you too much. If you don't die, you're gonna get malmutated, almost guaranteed. There was this one occasion recently where I got yellow contamination by a rat roach, but fortunately I didn't get any bad mutations. That's the only time that I've gotten yellow contamination out of them. Okay, perhaps I should respect the Jorogumo. Yeah, these guys are pretty spooky after all. Hero Finesse. I could use Might, but I only have 2 of them. I have 7 Haste, but Haste doesn't work. Slurp which item? So Armataur doesn't drink potions. Armataur slurps potions. Pretty cool. Okay, that looked pretty bad when I was surrounded, and I did take a lot of damage there. But it was nothing to truly be afraid about. I was able to kill everyone before my HP dropped to dangerous levels. Truly dangerous levels, that is, because If I had been at 70 HP while still surrounded by everyone, then that would have been pretty bad. I got marked. Perhaps it is for the best that I make it to the stairs. Being marked is not good. You should try to leave the level as soon as you get marked. I don't think the rat roach will bother to try to irradiate because I had an ally next to me. Monsters try not to hurt their allies with their spells, just like the players do, sometimes. But then again, monsters sometimes don't care about their allies and just like straight up torment them. Fiends are very notorious for doing this. This branch was the best branch to go to. I happen to have the resistances for doing it. Poison resistance and resistance to electricity. And nothing else, not even willpower, so definitely the right branch to go to. Swamp wouldn't have worked. I just don't have the resistances for doing Swamp. So I'm glad that I got Spider for once. I wonder if Snake would have been okay as well. Probably not, because fire resistance is important to have there. Do you imagine Armataur as more of a pangolin than an armadillo? Let me look up a pangolin, because I think Palentonga was supposed to be based off of pangolins. Palentonga. No, not Palentonga. Pangolin. Mammals of the order Pholidota. Okay. One who rolls up. Okay. They're pretty cute. Yeah, look at them. Nice. They're pretty. I would recommend you all to Google pangolin if you have never done so. It's a good experience. But do you think they look like that? I think that Palentonga used to look like that, but these guys actually look like armadillos. That's how I imagine them, at least. So over the weekend, there's gonna be like the Street Fighter 6 beta. I applied to get a code for the beta and I didn't get it, so it's a shame. Regardless of whether I would have gotten it or not, I don't think I would have streamed that. But I would have played a lot of it myself. It does look pretty interesting. I can tell you that much. There's already games on YouTube with all like characters and stuff. Multiple hours of Street Fighter 6. In case you wanna take a look at that, in case you're interested. It's completely unrelated to roguelikes, but I do enjoy my fighting games quite a bit. I like the decision making that is inherent in fighting games. Like, it's not simple, in case you have never played a fighting game. There's a lot of thinking and outmaneuvering your opponent involved in fighting games once you get past a certain level. It's pretty satisfying, and I like it. Oof, Bamp Brodax. It's a pretty good Brodax. It's so good, in fact, that it's got me reconsidering my life decisions when it comes to this maze. But no, I shouldn't do it. It's just like, it's +9 and it's Bamp, but I shouldn't do it. Yeah, I was thinking that I already had a Bamp axe if I really wanted one. And I'm not using a shield. And for Bamp, damage really is the way to go, so I would use a Bamp Battle Axe instead of a Bamp Brodax. If I could fully enchant it, that is. Which is not looking like it's gonna be possible. What's gonna be possible, however, is most likely fully enchanting whatever armor I choose to use at the end of the game. And I'm excited for that, because, yeah, it's a rare occurrence to have so many scrolls of enchant armor. With more in shops, I think. Enchant armor. We have 3 in shops, so I have 12 already. If I was to receive gold skills out of nowhere, I would be able to fully enchant them from +0 to +12, like nothing. That's most likely gonna be the future for this character. I wonder if I could go do depths, like from here to depths to try to get gold scales. How dangerous would it be? It would probably just kill me. Perhaps not the wisest thing to do. Mm. But I do want gold scales for the purpose of doing swamp and other places. The fire and cold resistance is gonna be a big deal. I don't have to worry about the resistance to electricity, so storm scales are kinda discarded as an option for potential endgame armor. And you know, having so many scrolls of enchant armor in my inventory is not gonna help me win the game. So the sooner I can use them, the better. So there is definitely a good enough argument to be made for trying to acquire those early. But it's probably risky and just like overall a bad idea. Still gonna do it. Still gonna try to do it now that the idea was ingrained on me. I cannot say no to it. I think the Orb of Light has had a pretty good impact on this character. The extra accuracy is quite convenient. This is a lot of monsters, and I don't have a corridor. I have digging. I have digging. Okay, now I have a corridor, so I can deal with these guys. Okay. Looking pretty good. From all the spider endings, this is not the worst one. It's also not my favorite one. I like the spider endings that feature more corridors instead of open spaces like this one because of the inherent nature of spider endings, just like having a ton of monsters that you are kind of forced to fight at the same time. Having to fight them in a corridor and having to fight them in an open space are like two pretty different things. Shouts to Scorch for being a great spell for the purpose of dealing with all these orb spiders. Is this a Berserk Emperor Scorpion? Okay, okay, I'm glad that I noticed that, because I was about to hold my ground here, and now I'm not going to. No, no, it's time to get out. Time to not die to this Berserk Emperor Scorpion. Oof, my HP dropped in the blink of an eye. That was really, really fast. And the scariest part about this is that the Emperor Scorpion hasn't really been dealing damage. The moment that it starts dealing damage is the moment that things get pretty complicated. Ouch, that hurt. But yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I read a scroll there, and I didn't really get ridiculously punished over reading the scroll, so I would consider that to have gone very well. Okay, this gives me fire resistance at a cost of 1 armor class and slow. Slow is a pretty bad property, but I like the fire resistance. Talking about that, I guess we could do this. I want Duel to be at 1% chance to fail. Since Duel is a defensive ability, you really don't wanna like be at risk whenever it comes to whether or not you're gonna be able to use it. At least that's how I feel about it. There's some things that you can have at like high failure chance, like forms, for example. Like I wouldn't mind casting Dragon Form at 10% chance to miscast for the entirety of the game. I would be okay with that. But something like Iron Shot at 10% chance to miscast is like a whole nother thing because how many times in a fight do you cast Iron Shot versus how many times in a fight do you cast Dragon Form is what makes me think about that. You'd be playing this all day if you were on if it was on the phone or Switch. You can probably get an Android version of this. I remember this being on Android. I personally wouldn't play it on Android because I like keyboards. I am not a fan of touchscreens by any means. Um, mm, Perhaps you might be interested in checking out other roguelikes for the Switch or so. I wonder if Jupiter Hell is on the Switch. Because the way that Jupiter Hell is made is like it's made in such a way that it can be played with a controller. In fact, that's like the desired player experience from the developer to for the player to play it with a controller. So I don't know if it's on Switch. It may only be on Steam. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's on Steam, GOG, and Humble Bundle. Hopefully, one of these days it will be on the Switch because I think it would be perfect for the Switch. Oh, talking about that, like it's not really that related to the Switch, but it seems that you can now get Steam Decks without having to reserve them. Unfortunately, I still cannot buy it from Mexico, which is kind of annoying. I would like to buy one of those. I might have to buy it and like ask my cousin in New York to receive it and bring it to me when he comes to Mexico. Or at least I would if I had the money, but yeah, I don't have that. You have Brogue on your iPad Mini. Nice. When it comes to Brogue, I tried it once when I was much younger. I ended up realizing that it didn't really fit my playstyle. Like I found it really confusing how you could fight, but like fighting was a really bad thing that you were better off not doing. Um, that was a kind of a cultural shock to me because like I started with NetHack and stuff, and in NetHack you just kind of kill everything, and then Crawl and Dumarel. It was Dumarel before it was Jupiter Hell, and yeah, like those games are the kind of roguelikes where you just like run around killing everything. But in Brogue, you don't really do that. In fact, that's probably a pretty bad thing to do unless you just locked out into getting pretty strong gear for doing exactly that. I'm gonna train this to 21. I think that we're almost done when it comes to this part of the game. Yeah, you pick the Gossamer Rune, Scarf of Invisibility, Orb of Light, Scarf of Repulsion. This might be useful for later on. For the purpose of doing bolts, I'm thinking. Alright, I have a ton of HP, right? So I also have pretty good defenses and resistances apart from willpower. So the only thing that I am truly afraid of when it comes to depths is liches, I suppose. Everything else I would be able to kill. I even killed a frost giant in 2 attacks earlier. So let's see how much I end up regretting this. Ideally, I would immediately find a golden dragon. I would kill it, and I would immediately get my golden scales. Okay, we find instead a bunch of Etins. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's definitely not something that we want to be in the receiving end of. Perhaps re-teleport, go downstairs, take a lot of damage. We should be okay. We should be okay. I just don't know what is the correct thing to do here between like trying to melee or trying to run away. Let's use hero. Okay, I got the teleport. This is nice. I can survive this. I'm gonna use finesse as well. Even might. This is definitely a situation to use might on. If I had Bane, this would also be a situation to use Bane on. But I don't. It's fine. I can just staff. Poof! One shot that deep troll like it was nothing. Scary, scary. These guys are getting my teeth. I don't want to use Tin of Tremorstones because I feel like it would make a lot of noise and alert a bunch of monsters. I have 4 heal wounds. I can probably drink one now for a substantial heal. Better do it right now than later on when I may not have enough time to do such a thing. Yeah, like the damage that I am dealing is definitely good enough for dealing with these guys. I just killed them really fast. Whew. Okay. That guy hit me with a glaive of distortion, and it put me right here. Of all the places where I could have gotten blinked on, this is easily the worst. I might want to duel the guy with the glaive of distortion, just to prevent this kind of situation from happening again. Paralysis? It has a 58 chance of a 58% chance of working, so sure. I'm gonna drink ambrosia. I have a lot of that at least. Oh, ambrosia is doubled as well. Oh, was it actually doubled? Because if it was doubled, then it didn't last for very long. Oh, perhaps the healing of ambrosia was doubled, not the duration. Interesting. Well, that did give me a lot of HP. I think that I can get out now. I want to go back into my hole. Let's see if I'm allowed to do such a thing. Lost the finesse. I will reuse it just to play it safe. So first usage of duel in the entirety of the game. Very good application of that ability. I'm gonna use lightning rod here. Any shouts? No. Okay, that's nice. Lightning rod is electricity, so it makes a lot of noise. Seeing no shouts is a pretty good thing. Just means that I have to kill these guys and then we win the fight. Duel, huh? That's cool and new. It definitely is. Duel is a new Okawaru ability. Sorry. Yeah, like it just does what you just saw. Enters you into single combat with a worthy foe. You cannot use it on monsters that are less than dangerous. So the monster needs to be dangerous or extremely dangerous for you to be able to use it on. But like it lets you 1v1 a monster, and then it gives you a little bit of downtime so you can heal yourself or set up for whatever you have to face after you get out. It's a pretty good ability. That went extremely well. Yeah, I think that this character definitely can afford to wander through the depths for a bit, just because I really want my gold scales. Perhaps the correct thing to do is to just dive it. I think that I'm gonna be more likely to find gold scales deeper. Depths 2 with this layout? Like, I know what this level is. It's the one where, like, it has some pretty great jewelry, and the entire level is just like open level with a couple of rooms with gear and nasty monsters to fight against. Need to get rid of the shaman before it continues to get out of control. I'm gonna use Tin of Tremor Stones. That's fine. This guy is berserking. I'm gonna use fear. Okay, we fear it. This is fine. If this guy uses breath weapon, we are perfectly okay. Yeah. I can do this, but it is gonna require a little bit of care. I cannot be careless. That's fine. Yep. If Lugano didn't get any changes, seems just worse than Okawaru. Oh, Lugano is gonna get a massive rework. It's in progress. We still don't know what's gonna happen, but Lugano is gonna get a pretty substantial rework in this version of the game. Abyssal Knight got removed, and according to the developers, that opens up the ability to do fancier stuff with Lugano. Now that it's not something that you're guaranteed on. By starting a crawl character. So yeah, now going Lugonu right now is much more difficult, but it won't be like that by the time 0.30 releases. Boy, this character is really strong. Enchant weapon, yay! Now I have 4. Not that it matters, because fortunately I have a pretty beast weapon. Oof, that's scary. Not as scary as you would think, because I can use File of Lots on her. Still pretty scary. I think that I'm just gonna tap her. Okay, been getting very few misses. Man, that was pretty good. I didn't use hero finesse or anything, and I just like happened to kill Sojobo on a character that hasn't even gone to the mid game, or like, well, I guess it did go to a little bit of the mid game. I went to a spider, but you know, I wonder how much of this is the Orb of Light just giving me a ton of accuracy. Also, the dexterity that I have gotten from the barding, the dexterity, like I have 12 dexterity from items. It probably increases my accuracy a lot as well, so I'm not missing. I wish there was a way to like accuracy is one of the most obscure things in the game to like kind of figure out. But it depends on your skill in fighting and your skill in your weapon and the enchantment of your weapon and your dexterity, um, and other modifiers such as whether or not you have a halo. Halo helps with accuracy. This looks like a D15 layout. It looks like a Depths 5 layout too. Like I've gotten this specific vault in D15 and Depths 5 more, or Depths 4 I suppose. Now there's no more Depths 5. Um, so getting it on Depths 2 is pretty interesting. And by the way, I'm doing this because I want gold scales. In fact, I was gonna dive straight to the bottom, but I saw that it was this layout, and like this layout has some pretty good loot, so I'm just gonna fully clear this, and then dive depths 3, go to depths 4, and see how that goes. Let's see if I can get gold scales. And I want gold scales because I have already enough scrolls of enchant armor to fully enchant them. There aren't separate enchantments for accuracy and damage anymore. Yeah, that's pretty retro. It's so retro that I got to see it get removed when I was like before I started streaming. Okay, those guys are pretty scary. Oh, what is that? +1 barding. I see. I can sense Okawaru's displeasure because I've been getting worse and worse bardings. Okay, that guy was pretty scary with its petrification. I don't have willpower, by the way, so things that can hex are quite spooky, such as this wizard. Important to prioritize those things. It feels great to be able to tab and actually hit things. Like, it's a strange feeling, a strange situation where I can press tab and actually say, hey, this is gonna hit this Spriggan Berserker or this Spriggan Mage. I wonder if that will happen with Spriggan Defenders or the Enchantress when we encounter them. You like Demon Spawn of Lugonu for style. Yeah, I look forward to the Lugonu rework quite heavily. I like Lugonu, but Lugonu's design is kinda dated. There's been changes to many things regarding Lugonu, and Lugonu has kinda like fell back, you know, like it has not kept up with the times, is what I'm trying to say. This guy's killing me. Yes, this guy's killing me. And I also missed twice, which doesn't really help for the whole killing me thing. 27% chance to evade the Evening Star. I really do have a lot of accuracy. With this amount of HP, I don't die next turn, I think. I have not fully cleared depths 1 and I'm marked. Whew, this is not gonna be good. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I can drink a curing. I can drink another curing. Sweet. Okay, now I can probably rest to full HP here. You kind of miss a stabbing skill only because you got the title Politician. If you still want that title, you can get it from 27 short blades. Probably something that you shouldn't get, but you can definitely get it if you have a lot of experience to spare. I know that I have done it, or I have gotten that title in the past. I don't think I've gotten that specific title in this age of it being obtainable from Short Blades 27. But I do get vanity titles every now and then. Mm, like the during the recent version 0.29, like Swords Dexterity is in a great spot in this version. So I did get a ton of X-Blade titles because the title for 21 swords changes depending on your species. So Human Blade or Divine Blade or Demon Blade or X-Blade, you know? And I did do that a lot. What hex do you have? Slow. I'm okay with getting slowed a bit. I would prefer not to be slowed, but it's not banishment or paralysis or petrification. So it is manageable. Mm. You know what would be nice? Finding a gold dragon right now. Like, give me a gold dragon. I have everything that I need to be able to take on a gold dragon. I just want to find it to get skills. Asterion. We have Demon Whip of Venom and a Kite Shield. I'm gonna prevent you from getting Maklev dudes because those would be bad. Can I paralyze you? 12%. You have 3 pips of willpower. I have Boon. Let's give that a try. Now let's try that again. 50. Okay. Let's try again. Took me 3 tries, but then Asterion just like explodes. 2 melee attacks after Asterion was paralyzed, and that got the job done. It's not something that I do very frequently, but like I have the evocations skill, so whatever. And I was also carrying that amulet, vulnerability, or like that scroll, sorry, vulnerability. I never really carry those, I always drop them. But the stars aligned, and I found a rat in depths 1. That's a strange. It was a shapeshifter, of course. So the way that shapeshifters work is pretty funny. Whenever they shapeshift, they can gain hit dice or lose hit dice, and then depending on what hit dice they have, it changes what they can turn themselves into. The slow was bad. Perhaps it's not so safe to be using this slow item here. Yeah, it's already gotten me into a couple of bad positions where I've had to use my heal wounds. Now I'm out of heal wounds for Sot. Perhaps I should not take these stairs anymore. Resistance to corrosion. I don't have that. Well, I guess I do have that now. So that's gonna be nice and convenient. Careful with the wizards. Yeah, whenever I encounter wizards, it always seems to be whenever I don't have a file of floods up, so I cannot use file of floods on them. No gold dragons. I was about to say gold scales, but I guess gold dragons are gold scales in the wild. So yeah, we still haven't found gold scales, nor any gold dragons either. Just got to Bolt's bottom. For gold scales, I guess so. Like I could go into Bolt's 5, but I think that going into depths, as dangerous as it is still safer than just diving into Bolt's 5. Bolt's 5 is also significantly harder to escape from. I'm glad that I didn't get Agony there, because I was fighting a Necromancer. Those guys have Agony. That would have been complicated. Okay, we killed the Circer, we killed the Air Mage. We already have Tin of Tremor Stones. The rings that I have gotten from here, like this bolt places a couple of Randard rings always. They've not been great. They've been respectable, pretty decent, but not great. Good, we found the blinking, so that's already a great thing to have found. Okay, see, I heard the shout and I was like, nope. Let's retreat to a safer position to fight those guys on. Not to mention, take advantage of the fact that I have regen. Oh, this might be interesting. How long did that last for? The whole 5 turns. In case you don't know, now Monster Paralysis lasts for a maximum of 5 turns. It doesn't last for 7 anymore. I need to use File of Lots on, or Silence on these Sphinx. Perhaps hero. There was no need. As long as it's in a 1 versus 1, I suppose that it was not that bad. Ouch. These guys hurt. Let's try to rest to full HP once again. You wonder if rods will ever return? Not really, because now there's experience of Okoballs, which kind of have uses like rods used to have, but they do different stuff. Like they're not all rods. This is a lightning rod, which is pretty strong of an item. There's also the Tin of Tremorstone, which is pretty insane. You use this and it causes explosions. If you remember the old Disc of Storms, it's reminiscent of that. But it doesn't just straight up kill you if you don't have resistance to electricity, like old Disc of Storms used to do. It's a pretty strong item. It's a big explosions and they do a lot of damage, so it's just like perfect for dealing with things that have high evasion but low amounts of armor class. And then there's also the File of Floods, which I've been using for the purposes of silencing some spellcasters. Great item. We still have not found Condenser Bane, which is probably the best one out of all of them. Another Scroll of Blinking. That's great. +5 Great Mace of Draining. Not terrible. Weapons are not precisely what I need right now. Okay, Book of Flames, Ring of Wizardry, Potion of Flight. We can leave that on the floor. Golden Dragon. Okay, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna use Hero. No scales. I killed it in 2 attacks and it didn't drop scales. I guess I just like tenderized it a bit too much. That's a shame. Perhaps I should drop the enchant weapons here. I don't think I'm gonna be using that. Condenser is really a better Rod of Clouds. There was Rod of Clouds, and then there was Wand of Clouds, and then Wand of Clouds got removed, and it got replaced by Condenser Bane. There was also a Wand of Scattershot, which used to be a pretty great item. I liked Wand of Scattershot a lot, but it got removed. I think it got replaced with Tin of Tremorstones. This Ring of Willpower is pretty decent. I might have to put this on instead of the Dexterity. I hope that it doesn't tank my Dexterity a bit too much to do this. I'm still above 10, so whatever. I got +2 globes. Better put those on. Yay for the slight upgrade. I'm a big fan of slight upgrades. Better than no upgrade at all. Okay. So we did get 1 golden dragon in this level, but no scales. It's a bit of a shame. I am truly astonished at the fact that I'm able to do this. Like, I feel like I would have issues doing bolts and so, and like other lure branches, but like I'm going through depths and it's been going okay. It's insane. It really shouldn't be like that, but it is being like that. Did I ever play Deep Dwarf of Rue? No. Specifically Deep Dwarf of Rue, I never played it. I don't like Rue. I don't like the playstyle of inflicting horrific self-mutilation on yourself for potential power increases, because I feel like I can achieve power level, like high power levels on my own without having to rely on Rue. And by extension, without having to give myself minus potion or minus a scroll or like, you know, the bad stuff that Rue can offer you for you to apply on yourself. So yeah, I almost never go Rue. When was the last time that I went Rue? Last game. Rue 1. No game. Oh, that's wrong. I didn't type that correctly. Mm, yes, of course it was wrong because I have won with Drew at least once. Uh-huh. I've won once with Rue in this account. It was more, no, it was almost 2 years ago. It was in December of 2020. It just goes to show how little I like the god. And before that, there were a couple of situations where I straight up just died because I went Rue. Like a couple, more than one situation where I died because I chose to go Rue and I paid the consequences. Or like I paid the price. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is using Ice Blast on myself. All three of these are pretty hurt. I have 36 armor class and cold resistance. So the best scenario is that I don't take damage, like straight up zero damage, and all three of these die. Is that gonna happen? Let's see. I took a little bit of damage, and I did kill two of them, 2 out of 3, so it was worth it. This is complicated. Can I melee you and you can die? Let's try. Let's try again. I don't want to go upstairs just yet. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there we go. As long as you're not next to me when I go upstairs, we're okay. Big damage from stir dancing these guys. I can probably beat them regardless. You last one ruined the tournament, so you could abandon after championing. I see. There is a banner. Like I have not done that, nor I think I will ever do it. If I already don't like going Rue when, because of the sacrifices thing, I don't really see myself going Rue. Only to abandon Rue, to keep the sacrifices. Yeah, that does not seem like fun to me. This is getting pretty complicated. I'm gonna use duel. It's a shame that it is so expensive, but it is well worth it. Ambrosia. The heal. Look at that heal. It heals me almost. No, it straight up heals me half of my HP. That's crazy. Okay, let's get out. Man, this dual ability, dual is strong by default. Dual on Armataur is something else. I wonder if dual on Meteoran still works because what I mean by that is that it used to be really, really busted dual with Meteoran. The way that it worked was that it sorry, I kind of blanked out for a bit. Whenever you enter a duel arena, it reveals a bunch of tiles at the same time. So Meteoran heals off of revealing tiles. That's part of their gimmick. So it just healed you pretty much to full HP or close to full HP every time. And obviously that is extremely, extremely busted. So I wonder if that is still a thing that can happen. By the way, those assorted antiques were pretty bad. Looks like it's not really selling me anything today. Let me get rid of that guy. Unfortunate. Second golden dragon that we find in depths, in this early foray into depths. No scales just yet. The whole point of me going to depths is to get scales. I don't really want to level up or anything. I want to get scales. Gold scales specifically. I've gotten a lot of other scales, but I don't have gold scales. Deep Dwarf of Rue was surprisingly powerful when you played it. Draw out power. Monster halt retribution match well with the damage shaving Norwegian. The thing about Deep Dwarf is that its things were really, really busted. You just needed a way to heal. And yeah, like Rue fulfilled that role, but and some people did go Rue for a while when Maclef healing got halved. It's not the end of the world. Like Maclef didn't get destroyed by that change. In fact, I think that the current iteration of Maclef is pretty powerful as an invocations god, but it no longer is like there's no Maclef doesn't just passively heal you anymore. Now it does way more than that. And the heal did get pretty nerfed, to be completely fair. So when that happened, people like I tried the Deep Dwarf of Maclef shortly after the change, but I didn't think of trying Invocations heavy Maclef, and by extension I had a pretty bad game. Yeah, I was like, I don't recommend this. It's on YouTube actually, in case you want to watch it. Lots of my runs are on YouTube. Um, but um, but yeah, so people started going Ru, and because I've never liked Ru, I just didn't play a lot of lots of Deep Dwarf after that, and then it got removed. And then Meteoran got added, and I won two Meteoran. I've won two Meteoran. I don't like this. I might have to teleport because I'm not running away from these guys. Yeah, even if I could, even if I was already flying, I don't think I'm making it over the moat. And even then you fly because monsters cheat. Players don't have access to the fly spell, but Spriggan mages certainly do. Gonna blink away. Yeah, kind of a tricky situation. The Spriggan Berserkers just caught me in a moment of weakness. I don't have Fogu nor butterflies because of Kawaru. Hmm. Might have to duel one of the Berserkers, perhaps before it starts Berserking. Will that place me in front of the Berserk or like in the middle of? Nah, it's fine. Ouch. Okay, heal wounds. Hero. One shot the Berserker. Drink Ambrosia. Didn't regen me that much this time. Yeah, sometimes you do get regen a lot. It's fine. Alright, I think that I can now win this. Interesting that these summoned elephants are still around, even though they're not berserking anymore. Alrighty. Yep, it was just a matter of taking the fight much better. Ooh, there we go. Okay. I have to say that this is not how I was expecting to get my gold scales, but we're gonna take it. You remember Pergy? Well, this is Spark Hit. An unusually strong troll, his thick frame scarred by many against the odds victories. He has been wounded so many times that his body has adapted, and now heals almost instantly. His necklace of troll claws is a memento of those who underestimated him. Um, this is Pargy, but if you don't find Pargy in the early game, now there's versions of uniques that you can find in the very late game. If you don't find the early game counterpart, this guy has, as you can see, a highly enchanted gold scales every time. Large rocks hits pretty hard, regens 27 HP per turn. So it's very difficult to kill this guy, but I am up for the challenge. I can definitely engage in the park hit challenge. Looking forward to it. I'm gonna wait a bit. Hero Finesse, go downstairs, and let's do this. Okay, there we go. Good hits like that. Good hits. If I had acid, this would be the perfect time to acid. Perhaps I should have used might. Yes, I think it's a bit too late. But yeah, I don't know if you've already noticed, but like goes from severely wounded to heavily wounded and stuff because just like park hit just heals so hard. Experience level 20 kill on park hit, and I get access to my gold skills. We are giving up 5 strength and 6 slaying, but we have endgame armor now. So now I can probably just continue doing depths or whatever. I can actually just like at this point getting the runes is a formality, I think. But I still have to get the runes because it is a formality. Let's enchant that fully. Okay. Let's enchant this as well. And now I have 52 armor class and 3 evasion. 52 armor class and 3 evasion. Let's go. Is there an Ultra Youth? No, there's no Ultra Youth, but it would be nice if Youth could appear in the Earth Run, like out of the hot. in case you didn't kill youth. That would be interesting. From the like, there's an early game version of Marjorie, which is called Maggie and doesn't come with Hell Knights, obviously. There's a late game version of Grom that is called Grun. I can show them actually. Monster. There's Grun the Punish. This guy comes with Doomhounds, which are pretty scary. It also often comes with a Bardich, and it hits pretty hard. But the dangerous part about this guy is the Doomhounds. By the time that you encounter this guy, you can probably deal with the damage that comes from this guy. But the Doomhounds are still scary because it's in Mime. Um, and that there's Gron, there's Sparkheat, there's Josephina. Which is a late game version of Josephine. She always spawns with a Randart Ring of what is this thing called? Ring of Ice. Yeah, a Randart Ring of Ice every time. It also has a band of Simulacrum every time. So it has Serac Fall, which is a spell that uses a Simulacrum to deal a ton of damage to you. Three dice of 37, cannot be dodged. Ghostly Fireball, Flash Freeze. 27 hits for 27 to deal 63 extra cold damage, and touches for 15 to drain life. Alright, pretty scary monster, right? There's also Grom, Josephina, Park Hits. It's not an early game version of a monster, or like there's no early game version of this one, but there's BB as well. BB is pretty scary. I think from all the ultra late game uniques that have been introduced in this 0.29, I think BB might be the most powerful one because she hits really, really hard and she has a ton of HP and armor class, so it's very difficult to hit her or to kill her fast enough. Not to mention that she also has some pretty nasty spells that you cannot see on tiles, but she has Eruption for 3 dice of 24, Pyroclastic Surge for 3 dice of 33, and Creeping Frost for 3 dice of 30. And if I missed one, I don't really remember them all off the top of my head, but I guess there's also Tiamat and stuff, but those are not new. Anyway, now that I have my gold scales, let's go do Swamp. Yeah. Let's go do Swamp with 52 armor class and 3 evasion. Evasion is overrated anyway. And yeah, look at these beautiful resistances. I can get rid of the Ring of Cold resistance now. Replace it with this. Now I have resistance to corrosion as well. And the only thing that I am lacking now is resistance to negative energy. Another scroll of linking. 2 scrolls of linking actually. Nice. I had to use one of those during the fight with those Spriggans. So having a way to, or having a bit of a replenish of those is quite nice. I think with 52 armor class I can easily tap down this thing. The Lernayan Hydra. Yeah, like I'm not dodging with 3 evasion, but I'm also not taking a lot of damage with 52 armor class. Normally it is kinda risky to fight the Lernayan Hydra, but I think it's fine because I just since it has so many attacks that deal low base damage, it should be fine with 52 armor class is what I'm trying to say. Something nice about Armataurs is that they don't fumble in water. That's something that I appreciate. Francis. Nothing to worry about. Francis dies. As I mentioned, nothing to worry about. I wonder if it's time for me to get 27 armor. Let's get it. Let's just rush it. Got a plus 11 dagger from Okawaru. We're not really gonna give that any use. I have this plus 8 Evening Star. I acquired it before going with Okawaru, and I will most likely just win the game with it, because it is that good. I say so when I acquire the weapon, like it's just my game-winning item. Could you believe that for a second I almost didn't get it, too? That was crazy. I should have never thought about not getting it. Mm. That Thorn Hunter is getting pretty annoying with its briars. So I just decided to walk away from it as much as I could and wait for it to get closer. But yeah, this is kind of insane. I could even take off the Scarf of Resistance for more armor class, perhaps for the Scarf of Repulsion when it comes to doing bolts. But for now, we're fine. Hopefully the Scarf of Repulsion will mitigate a little bit of damage, because even with 52 armor class, if I'm not dodging Jactor bolts, it can still be quite painful to deal with them. Spriggan Berserker, okay, nothing to worry about. Ouch. That kinda hurt. I'm glad that I have 200 HP. This is an interesting layout for Swamp. Is it just like a little bolt in the middle of a level? Yeah, it's not a layout, it's just a little bolt. Alrighty. You know, I'm glad that I didn't stumble upon any juggernauts in my foray into the depths, because those would have been very, very dangerous. I don't know if I would have been able to reliably beat them. I was thinking of putting on the Ring of Dexterity. What happens if I do that? Nothing. Nothing happens. I was just wondering if it was going to give me more evasion, at least 1 point, perhaps even 2, but it didn't do it. I'm not carrying any armor which can be enchanted any further. That's not a message that you get very frequently, but it is certainly a message that I appreciate having right now. I'm barely taking any damage. I think for the rest of the game, that's what will happen. I don't think I'm gonna be taking a lot of damage from now on. Kind of difficult to take damage with 53 armor class, especially if it's gonna be going up, and it will be going up for sure. What is that? Helmet of Intelligence. I will leave that alone. See Invisible is a bit more important than Intelligence. I'm not casting spells. About to level up to 21, so I'll be getting more strength. Because, once again, I'm not casting spells, and I don't have any ambitions of being evasive, not with an Armataur. But fortunately, the loot that I have gotten supports my decision quite well. We went through bolts through swamp real quick. That little visit to depths was definitely worth it. The park fight, I could have done it better. Definitely should have used hero to reduce the possibility of like being at almost there and then failing to deal damage like 2 or 3 times in a row. It could still happen even if I used hero, but it was just less likely. Okay, perhaps I should think about adding this technique to my repertoire of silly things to do with my crawl characters, just going to depths to try to get gold scales once you have a lot of scrolls of enchant armor in your inventory. Because fully enchanted gold scales, well, you've seen how good they've been so far. They've made me go through swamp like nothing. Okay, Azure Jelly, I have resistance, so I'm not afraid of you. Not afraid of their freezing rates either. I'm a bit afraid of a cloud generator, but not afraid enough. Okay. What is that? Ichor Stained Leather Armor. Ha! Plus 5 leather armor of slot with cold resistance. That would have been a cute item to find on like D2 for my character. Right now, yeah, it doesn't do anything anymore. Oh, those simulacrum could be scary. Fortunately, I have 2 pips of cold resistance, so they're not that bad. Because they're hitting me every time, right? It's just like unavoidable with 3 evasion. I'm just gonna get hit by them every time. But with 54 armor class, the amount of damage that I take is not as much of an issue. I think that I am just gonna drink a potion of flying and fly over all of these to avoid the annoyance. Let me just pick up my rune and get out of here. I'll forget about Scorch. I'm not gonna be casting that in gold scales anymore. Okay, now I have 2 runes. Not bad. Not bad. I wonder if there was anything on the other side. Or like if there was even another side. Okay. Doesn't seem to be the case. And we can go to Vaults, get the 3rd rune, or Slime. How smart is it to go to Slime right now? I am slightly worried about the only having one source of willpower. But I could do Slime. I can probably do Slime. Let's see how this goes. A little issue that I have here is that I don't have a good range option. I wonder how difficult it would be for me to train. I don't think I have the spell. In that case, it's fine. Yeah, I was thinking about getting the new spell that replaces the Panetonga roll. Hello, Railbird. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. We are playing more Armataur. This one is a different Armataur from the last one that I won earlier today. This one is an Armataur Cinder Acolyte of Okawaru, and it's been going pretty well so far. We went into depths early, and I killed Parkheat for gold scales. So I now am running around with fully enchanted gold scales. Okay, back to 6 pips of piety. Took me a while to go back to 6 pips of piety. What is Armataur? A new species in Trunk. It is a new species. It's the replacement of Palentonga. Palentonga was Bath. It was always Bath. So it got replaced by Armataur, which is better than Palentonga. Large, very large. It's pretty rough. Cannot break away from these guys. Oh, that's Bath. I don't like the idea of holding my ground. I need you to push me away. Is this easy? It looks dangerous. Okay, so I can't duel it for the purpose of healing and stuff. Perhaps it is what I should do right now. Hero Finesse, poke this guy, I kill it easily, obviously. Ambrosia. Okay, so funny things about Armataur, they get double potion effects. That's the most important thing. Your tongue is extremely long. This lets you lick potion bottles dry, doubling their effects on you. This applies to every potion. Whether it is good or bad, it applies to every potion, including potions of experience. I got one earlier with this character. I went from experience level 16 to 18, and of course I waited until I leveled up from 15 to 16 to get that, and it was pretty nice. Quite a good thing indeed. Perhaps I shouldn't be meleeing this. Oh boy, this is not going well. I should probably haste, which also gets doubled. Like the duration of haste gets doubled. Large, okay. Large slime creatures are okay. I can actually deal with them. Yeah, it says low hit point warning, but I'm not afraid. Strength. Okay, I can rest outside of here. Yep, just rest where I have no chance of getting destroyed by a slime creature. Okay, now that there's only slime creatures, I can probably deal with them without a lot of complications. There we go, beautiful. Pretty nice. Let us continue. I got immediately marked. Okay, that's not good. Perhaps go upstairs before this guy pushes me away from the stairs. Rest off the mark because, yeah, monsters there were unable to reach me. How high of a chance do you have to confuse me? 9%. Still risky, because they just do that. That's all they do. They try to confuse you. That's a lot of slime creatures, once again. I think that I might want to immolate them. Enormous slime creature. Okay. It confused me, finally. I got confused again. Perhaps the thing to do is to just use Curing. Ouch. Enormous slime creature, that's why I took a lot of damage there. Um, Dealing with monsters like this enormous slime creature that just deal a ton of damage is pretty rough with 4 evasion. No shield too. You hate the Quicksilvers? They're pretty evil. Quicksilver oozes. They just keep grabbing me. Okay. I have a lot of haste. I can afford to use one. Ouch. So I'm hasted, so I can just walk away. Yes, as long as I don't have to get hit by the enormous slime creature, we're fine. It says low hit point warning, and it looks so violent, but I just like lost 3 HP, that's why I'm not so worried. As long as they don't merge into a very large slime creature, we're okay. The confusion is like the constant confusion is truly awful, but that's just what happens. I don't have that much in the way of willpower, unfortunately. Okay, not getting confused anymore. I am gonna use my last heal wounds here. I gained 44 HP, pretty good. Alright. Yep. It was more annoying than actually dangerous. Which, yeah, this character is kind of crazy. Because that could have killed so many characters, but it just didn't kill this one. I do notice that I run into serious issues when it comes to dealing with multiples of slime creatures, and I would definitely prefer to deal with them in a much safer way without having them meld into very large or bigger slime creatures. Yeah, if they're separated, they cannot deal damage to me. Like straight up, they deal 1 or 2 damage. Also, my armor class being so high means that I also have ridiculously high guaranteed damage reduction. Ooh, that might be something that I'll remove. We have 6 potions of mutation. I think I'm okay. I'm gonna use here finesse. Something makes me think that I'm gonna need it right now. Also might. No shining eyes yet. Yeah, you jinxed it. We got devolution. As you gain experience, your body's hidden potential will express itself in the form of new detrimental mutation. Ha. I guess so. It's kind of the opposite of potential, but it's fine. Minus 16 corrosion. Resistance to corrosion is a placebo. I don't want to use Tin of Tremor Stones. It would be ideal to use it, but I don't want to use it because I feel like I will make a lot of noise and pull the Royal Jelly. And I don't know if I want to pull the Royal Jelly just yet. Alright, let me rest the corrosion away. There we go. Ooh, boy! That's my reward for choosing to do slime. The Gauntlets of War. After this, I guess I will be going to bolts or so, because after all, I am missing a lot of experience. The pathing that I took through the game this time is just like extremely unorthodox. I wouldn't recommend you to try to do what I did today, like go into depths early for gold scales, and then go into slime after trivializing the lure branches. Or I guess specifically, not the lair branches, but swamp. This acid bluff already corroded me quite heavily. I'm okay with getting malmutated because I will be getting rid of that right now. Yeah, minus a scroll is the one that, like, if you get it, you need to get rid of it. Your helmet of See Invisible falls away. All right. That's fine. That's fine. I lost a little bit of armor class, but I gained a little bit of armor class. I had 28 corrosion and I still had 20 something armor class. This character is ridiculous. 25 armor, by the way. I'll max it before training anything else. You don't think resistance to corrosion works on corrode? Yeah, that is true. It doesn't work. And that's probably what's been corroding me so much. That's a shame. Okay, Royal Jelly. How am I going to do this being a melee character? Melee characters probably shouldn't go do slime anyway. No. I was thinking of using some of the experience of Bokoballs that give me allies. Okay, what are really deprives you of so many items? Um, How are we going to do this? Perhaps next to the teleport trap for safety. Might. Here finesse. Hit the Royal Jelly. Hit the Royal Jelly. Redemollation. No, I have 4 Quicksilver Usos. Those are not gonna get immolated. Tin of Tremor Stones, big damage. Heavily wounded. You cannot read scrolls while unable to breathe. That's fine. A redemollation. Been taking a lot of damage. Okay, alright. Redemollation and do it again. Did I already kill the Royal Jelly? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm gonna do it again. The Tin of Tremor Stones is presently inert. You know what I really dislike? I don't like Quicksilver because Wand of Quicksilver removes my ability to like use a beam wand to hurt these guys. Some of them are resistant to corrosion, so acid also wouldn't do the trick. Wand of Light is probably the ideal one for doing slime. Duel the Royal Jelly, that wouldn't work. In case you don't know, I know that you're joking, but like it's still summon stuff. Wonder if I should have hasted. Perhaps I should have hasted. How are we going to deal with the rest of these guys? I don't want to. I will use my last ambrosia. Oh, your system partially rejects the healing. What if I drink mutation as well? Your system completely affects the healing effects of potions. Convenient. I don't like the frail. I don't like the stat rot too. I don't like the weakness to cold. I will be drinking more potions of mutation. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I have my HP back. I got willpower. That's great. Yeah, I don't care about stat rot. I got willpower. That's definitely worth keeping for the rest of the game. Now I don't have to worry about getting destroyed by hexes. Lightning rod, perhaps? Ouch, big damage. Am I at risk of dying? I don't feel like I'm at risk of dying. I like that we got rid of a bunch of slimes. Oof, drinking a curing to regain so much HP is crazy. 3 rock slimes. That's fine. That's not so fine. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. Why are you dealing damage to me if I have 53 armor class? I wonder. But it's fine. I can read blinking, and because blinking is, or like these guys, bloody vision is not how the old bloody vision used to be. I can get away from that. But that was pretty bad. Yes, gonna have to use a brilliance. You kill the Quicksilver ooze. No allies here. I need to take care of my own mess. Gonna read a teleport. Gonna drink one more curing. Not hasted. The rock slime is almost dead. I feel like the explosion could kill me, so I'm just gonna drink a curing instead. I can probably deal with that. Yep. The rock slimes are the thing that I have issues with, serious issues. But that went well. That's pretty good. All right. I'll get access to the Gauntlets of War after this, which is pretty good for me. Gauntlets of War are a big damage increase for every character. And now I have 3 runes. Row of Folly. Unfortunately, we are not a Row of Folly character, but I guess I can carry it with me. Row of Folly is so great. If you have never used it, it's so dangerous, but it is so good when you get to Firestorm. Just put Firestorm on the quiver and kill everything for the rest of the game. It's a really, really strong item. Sell out Sword too. Gonna carry that as well. Minus cast. I like my regen. Acquirement. Gauntlets of War. Well, let's put this on. Now I have 57 armor class. Read acquirements. Minus tele, minus 5 strength. Okay, hey, alright. I'll get the money. That acquirement was pretty insulting. Like, it's a barding, but it is a really, really bad barding. I think my previous character, my previous Armataur, also got a barding that was like so bad that I didn't use it. I can run away from these guys, they're slow. So I can just like wait for it around the corner. And it will eventually get here, or not. Regardless, I don't want to get malmutated because I don't want to have to drink potions of mutation. Before I leave this and end the stream, I should check if there's anything that I want to pick up. Doesn't seem like it. Alright, so for an impregnable character with 57 armor class, this has been rather painful, I have to say. Yeah. I took a lot of damage, but that's just what happens when you don't have evasion. I feel like a usual swords dexterity character with 30-30 defenses would have done significantly better than this one. Perhaps it might be in my best interest to get like 10 dodging. Sounds like a thing that I could do. Okay, let's try to get out of here without stumbling into the shining eye, that is. I'm gonna do bolts. I'll do bolts tomorrow, perhaps even bolts 5. There's no need for me to do bolts 5, like, I already have 3 runes and everything, but I'm low on experience level. Doing bolts has a chance to give me better stuff, but it's pretty unlikely, not gonna lie, it's pretty unlikely. With the way that this is going, it's just like... I have so much great loot with this character that makes me think that I don't need anything else, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna put on the Scarf of Repulsion for the Yoctors. Hopefully that will fix my taking damage issue somewhat. Perhaps I should be training dodging instead. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's train dodging. Well, I'll do that, but I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. If you enjoyed what you saw, you should consider following if you are not already following. And if you are, you can consider subscribing. You don't have to, and I understand if you don't want to or you can't, but it does help me if you choose to do so. With that being said, thank you everyone for the support tonight. Thank you Poncho, Balamor, thank you Wizard Ike for the raid. I appreciate all of the support in its various different ways. I've been enjoying my time with this Armataur thing a lot. It's much better than Panentonga ever was,